So this is very important that you watch these, or at least implement these in order. So this is number 1 out of 16. So this is the first step that I took, and I think that most people need to take in order to accomplish any of the other steps. So this is number 1, and that is taking responsibility. If you don't take responsibility and you're trying to offload and externalize your situation. So to give you an example of this, if you are overweight and you're like, well, I'm overweight because I don't have enough money to buy some proper foods, or I don't live in an area in which I can get certain foods, whatever, fresh foods or whatever, or fast food is very cheap and that's all I can afford, that kind of thing. So these are all things that are like, well, you're coming up with excuses, and these are all things that I did, and that's why I'm bringing them up. I'm not blaming you or anything. These are things that I did. I wasn't able to take responsibility because I was externalizing all the problems and externalizing the cause of all the problems. So once I took responsibility and I was like, okay, it doesn't matter if all these issues are, all these problems that I have are some kind of external force. It doesn't matter. I got to figure out how to shut that down if it is the fact, but usually it's not. It's almost always not the fact that it's some kind of external force. It just seems that way, and we just trick ourselves into believing that because it's easier than facing the responsibility of actually making changes, fundamental changes in our life. So taking responsibility for everything that's happened to us, everything that we are, all the negatives, all the positives, all the things that we've done, or what's going on with our life, whether it be financial. We are working the job because we choose to go there. We are doing the things because we choose to go there. And now I understand it's really hard to get out of a situation when you're poor. If you're working a job that's like, say, just enough money to get you by to the next paycheck, and there's no opportunity to improve or your income or anything like that, then it's tough. I've been there for years and years and years in that same exact situation. But take responsibility, because this is where you have to make hard choices. And this is the first step. Taking responsibility is tough. And some people say that the hardest part is just getting started. So this is the first step, taking responsibility for everything. And that way you can put it in your hands to change, instead of saying, well, it's some external force that is out of my control and there's nothing I can do. But actually, if you bring it in and you take responsibility, then you have full control over your future. So that's the first step. And I'll expand on all these topics, but this is more of an introduction on the first step, and that is take responsibility.